good movement though.
Yeah, as you're arching and you're driving, it's perfect. Just make sure you keep your chin up so you can just make sure you get a little extra.
These hair pills.
Hair
I'm
pill.
gonna give this to you to actually grow your hair.
Oh, jeez.
What do you think about that?
Is that what it is for real?
All right, so secret's out. Honestly, you can't even tell it's a secret.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret. We didn't even try and keep it a secret, but
Not at all.
Jay Cutler is one of the most revered bodybuilders in the bodybuilding world. His opinion on anything holds a lot of weight for newbies and old-school bodybuilders alike. Let's hear what he has to say about Chris Bumsted. Jay Cutler, a legend. In the bodybuilding arena, Jay Cutler is the most resounding name who won Mr. Olympia contests 4 times. The background of a highly trained and professional bodybuilder in the past wasn't from the bodybuilding community before Cutler used to work with his family's construction business, and his life turned around when started focusing on winning bodybuilding contests. Jay Cutler is 48 years old as of 2022, and he won his first Mr. Olympia competition in 2006 when he was 33 years old, and instantly got to the peak of his career. It wasn't easy for Jay Cutler to make his name well known. He was placed 12th in his pro debut at the Night of Champions in 1998. Later on, Jay came back in 2000 to win this title, which he won honorably. During his struggles, Jay Cutler was also positioned 3rd in Ironman Pro and 4th in the Arnold Classic Championship. His continuous hard work finally paid off when he won his first championship, where he was up against some real-time monsters. While many contestants focused on their body aesthetics, Cutler focused on improving the sheer mass and width of his shoulders, which was completely exceptional. Upon arriving on stage, Cutler's highly pronounced physique already put down other competitors on the stage. During his career, Cutler rivaled some of the biggest names in the bodybuilding world like Ronnie Coleman and Phil Heath, who were the most honorable contestants in Mr. Olympia. Inspiration for Jay Cutler was training with Marcos Rodriguez. This was the time when he began training to become a professional bodybuilder. In 1992, Jay appeared in his life's first contest, which was the Gold's Gym Worcester Bodybuilding Championship. In that arena, Jay Cutler won 2nd place. From 2002 to 2004, Cutler won Arnold Classic titles in a row, and upon his first Mr. Olympia contest before 2006, he was placed 2nd to Ronnie Coleman. In 2007, the rise of Jay Cutler began as he won the Mr. Olympia Championship 3 times in a row until 2009, when he also defeated the monster Dexter Jackson. Then the following year, Cutler defeated Phil Heath and was claimed 4th-time Mr. Olympia winner in 2010. Jay was featured in several magazines, which bolstered his career furthermore. Flex, Muscular Development, and Muscle and Fitness were some of those magazines that still write about him occasionally. He is also an owner of Cutler Nutrition Supplement Company, which offers high-quality supplements for muscle gain and cutting. Jay Cutler is now a retired bodybuilder, but he's still doing everything fitness-related. In his video, Cutler mentioned that he is now trying for going under the Body Transformation Challenger, in which his goals would be tightening up a few areas while keeping some parts fuller. On the event of his 50th birthday upcoming 2023, Jay Cutler's goal is to have the best shape of his life while keeping a distance from bodybuilding competitions like sports. His goals aren't to apply for or win another Master Olympia, but to guide future bodybuilders about how to keep the #1 position in a row. With his outstanding body, he doesn't seem to age, and he shares some remarkable goals about improving his life quality by taking his body to the limits. Jay Cutler on Chris Bumsted. Jay Cutler went on record to state that Chris Bumsted might actually win the Olympia one day. In an interview with RX Muscle, the retired professional bodybuilder discussed various topics, among which was his top pick for the next Mr. Olympia title. In addition, the upcoming edition of Mr. Olympia would witness Chris as he puts his new strategy into action.
The actual start.
oh, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Chin up.
Cutler acknowledged that Chris may actually win the title of Mr. Olympia one day, while he also stated that he might not compare up to the likes of top contenders such as Big Ramy. He has a genuine chance of winning in the future.
And I think Ramy's going to repeat. Brandon has a really good shot. Hadi and William are going to be, I think that's going to be a battle too.
In addition, nodding towards his young age, Cutler appreciated the social support that Bumsted enjoys. With close to 10.9 million followers on Instagram, Bumsted is a social icon and a bodybuilding superstar already. Having won the classic physique category for 3 years in a row, Cbum, as he is lovingly called, is a sheer example of how the stakes are.
Good. Go on, Chris. Got it.
According to Cutler, his physique has the structure to hold a lot of muscle, and his confidence speaks for itself. Born in 1995, Bumsted is only 27 years old, and despite a few health complications, could possibly be seen competing well into his 40s, like a lot of competitors do.
But do you want my elbows playing like up here or more like lower?
Just right in here, not out.
The retired bodybuilder had nothing but praises for the IFBB Pro. Furthermore, Chris Bumsted will forever be an example of perfectionism in the sport. He has recently announced his plans for the ultimate stages of the 2022 Olympia. As it turns out, none other than the legendary Hani Rambod would help him with his training as he prepares to win his 4th consecutive title this year.
It was somebody that had started with me or had ended up winning the Olympia with me or had come back after losing the Olympia, 2009 Jay Cutler.
Chris Bumsted coached by Hani Rambod for the 2022 Olympia. Jay Cutler's old coach will now be training the reigning 3-time Classic Physique Olympia champion, 2019 to 2021, Chris Bumsted. Bumsted announced that the legendary Hani Rambod would be his coach for the final stages of his 2022 Olympia training.
As you guys know, video before this, I guess, would be sadly me and Ian are no longer working together, but the exciting news is me and Hani are working together now.
As he prepares to vie for a historic 4th consecutive Classic Physique Olympia title, Bumsted made the news official in a video posted to his YouTube channel.
I feel like I'm flexing harder when I do this, you know? Because I'm like pushing it all in, subconscious. Yeah.
Rumors had circulated for a little while that Bumsted would soon be working in tandem with Rambod. The champion bodybuilder acknowledged those not-so-subtle murmurs, noting that the secret's out. Bumsted's transition to Rambod as his coach comes on the heels of the athlete ending a partnership with fellow bodybuilder Ian Valliere. Considering Rambod's history and pedigree, Bumsted's decision might be a wise one.
The pro creator, the 20-time Olympia champion coach, 20?
20.
20? Soon to be a few more, hopefully.
The coach nutritionist has developed a reputation for being one of the best in the business. Rambod can say that thanks to a hand in helping bodybuilding legends like Phil Heath and Jay Cutler capture their vast assortment of Olympia titles. Rambod can also boast of working with ascending stars Derek Lunsford and perennial Olympia contender Hattie Chopin.
When we started talking originally, I think it was the Arnold. We were just talking.
First time we met.
The first time we were just, conversing.
If there's one person that can help Bumsted to a four-peat, it might be the coach in Rambod, who's been a part of 20 different Olympia titles to date.
And I kind of shocked him a little bit. He didn't know and then I called him. I was like, "So how do you feel about coaching me?" He's like, "Fucking coach? Like everything?" I'm like, "Yeah."
To address the news from his perspective, Rambod said that he expressed initial surprise when Bumsted first contacted him in August 2022. According to Bumsted, Rambod had reservations about starting work with Bumsted at the beginning of his formal Olympia prep, rather than having extra months in the off-season to prepare.
Obviously, it was a very big decision because it came from left field, because I've never worked with somebody who's an actual winning the Olympia.
The two seem to ultimately come to an agreement that they're professionals and have been around the block in terms of experience.
But we're gonna make it work, you know?
Yeah.
It's not my first rodeo, it's not your first rodeo, so a little challenge to it, but we'll make it work.
Yes.
While he's working with bodybuilding coaching great, Bumsted faces a tall task to continue his streak of Classic Physique Olympia titles. The competitor he originally dethroned in 2019, Breon Ansley, will try to make his last run in this division a memorable one.
Bring in the best version of Chris possible and just get in there and try to combine the formulas and be able to take it to the next level.
Meanwhile, the usual top-level performer, Terrence Ruffin, seems to be chomping at the bit to finally break through on the Olympia stage.
Obviously, we've spoken, we're not changing the wheel.
No,
you know,
no.
like,
I mean, obviously he's won. There's a lot of young and hungry guys coming after him.
Yeah.
You want to really try to make some improvements.
Jay Cutler's 2022 Mr. Olympia predictions. Many reigning champions will venture to Vegas to defend their Olympia titles, including 5-time Fitness Olympia champion Sidney Gillen, 3-time Classic Physique Olympia champion Chris Bumsted, and 2-time Mr. Olympia Mamdou Big Ramy Elsbier, among others. 4-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler took to his YouTube channel to share who he thinks will win the 2022 Mr. Olympia and who he thinks could usurp the throne. Cutler believes the 2-time Mr. Olympia Big Ramy will hang on to the crown and tie Sergio Oliva and Frank Zane with 3 titles. Should Big Ramy leave Vegas with the Sandow Trophy, he will be only one Olympia win away from tying Cutler, who won Mr. Olympia 4 times. Curry placed second to Big Ramy in 2020 and 2021 and Cutler suggests that will be the case for the third time.
I mean, you got Walker and you got Hunter, Derek Lunsford, Michael Crizzo, seen against anyone, but he's not a small guy.
In 2022. However, he isn't counting out Hunter Labrada, who placed 4th in 2021, or Hadi Choopan, who ranked 3rd in 2021 and caused quite a discussion throughout the bodybuilding world if his conditioning was worthy of the Sandow. Cutler doesn't rule out the wild cards of reigning 212 Olympia champion Derek Lunsford, who is making his men's open debut at the 2022 Olympia via special invite, and Michael Krizo Krizanek from making waves on stage. Both men have tremendous size and are untested against the top guys from the past several years. So it seems Cutler's top 4 picks are as follows: Mamdou Big Ramy Elsbier, Brandon Curry, William Bonac, and Hadi Choopan.
Top 4, I should say, are going to be Ramy, Brandon, Bonac, and Hadi. I think Derek could surprise. We haven't seen him lined up with these guys yet.
Chris Bumsted's win. Chris Bumsted was in pole position to capture another Classic Physique Division title at Mr. Olympia. Ultimately, he only really faced significant resistance from challenger Ramon Rocha Quiros, as the two were the last athletes standing in Las Vegas. In the end, to no one's surprise, Bumsted won the 2022 Classic Physique Olympia Championship to extend his ongoing reign. When the routines concluded, it was evident the title would come down to Bumsted and Rocha Quiros. As a part of the lead commentary team, Phil Heath asserted he believed Bumsted would win his 4th straight title before the final judgment passed through. And that assertion, likely rooted in Heath's own Olympia experience, came true. Bumsted's win gives him his 4th straight Classic Olympia title, 2019 to 2022. As he continues to dominate a bodybuilding division that was only established in 2016, with such a timeline, that means Bumsted has won 2/3 of the available Classic Physique Olympia titles in history. Notably, in his last Classic Physique appearance before a transition to the 212 in the year 2023, a former 2-time champion 2017-2018, Breon Ansley notched a 4th place result. That's all for today's video. See you next time.